I apologize to all of you who were there but weren't there for the remainder of the kirtans. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namo Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayaniti Namine Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitya Namine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate giring yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Ninatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Srila Gurudev Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupar Ashto Tarashat Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. In the same thousands of Dandavat Pranam in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupar Ashto Tarashat Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, and to all of our Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga, and to all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, past, present, and future, including all of you who are physically present here, and those who are virtually present, I offer my Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna. So yesterday, we were observing the anniversary of the disappearance of Sri Ramananda Rai, and I felt that the time amount that I had to speak about him was extremely limited, and even if we were to try to speak about him with millions of tongues for millions of lifetimes, it would still be insufficient because his glories are unlimited. And it is quite an audacious endeavor to try to glorify someone who is actually transcendental, eternal, and someone who is, in this case, the Guru of God himself. How can you glorify such a personality? With a material mind, a material tongue, and material time. It's not really possible. But anyhow, for our own spiritual benefit, we must make that endeavor, because by doing so, it is purifying for the mind, for the heart, for the consciousness. And all kinds of auspiciousness manifests in the heart. All kinds of anarthas and misgivings leave the heart. So yesterday in my rush, I was remembering after the program that although I spoke about the conception, still it is essential that we mention the shlokas in order in Rai Ramananda Samvad. Because when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him so many questions, he started with speaking about what is the goal. So I'm just quickly going to recap and touch on the different shlokas. The first section, Sri Ramananda Rai replied with evidence from Shastra that Varnashram is the topmost. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this is external. In many places in all Shastras, it seems that this is the be-all, end-all, that one must follow Varnashram Dharma, and this will bring perfection. But actually, Varnashram has to do with the body. What your birth is, what your caste is, what your ashram is, and all of these are temporary in nature because they have a beginning and they have an end. But the Atma itself, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamai Vangsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. The Jiva Atma is Sanatan. It means it does not have a beginning or an end. So anything which has a beginning and an end, this is considered to be temporary in nature. So this cannot be the ultimate goal of the soul, something temporary. It's something that I acquire and something I let go of. In different births, I will change my caste, and in different phases of life, I will change my ashram. So this is not permanent. In fact, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he tells, Naham Vipro na cha narapati napi vaishyo na shudro, Naham varni na cha grihapati no vanashtho yatirva, Kintu prodyan nikila paramananda purnamritabdher, Gopi bhartu padakamalayur das das anudasaha. That I am not any of these things. I am not a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. I am not a Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, or Sannyas. It is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's there wearing saffron cloth. He's received sannyas. He has a danda. He was born as a very high-class Brahmin from Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Devi. And he was such a powerful Brahmin Pandit, he would destroy everyone else's argument with Shastra, Tattva, Siddhanta, Nyaya, and Gyan, and everything else. And yet he's saying, I'm not a Brahmin, I'm not a sannyasi. What is my identity? Nikila Paramananda Purnamritabde Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayo Dasa Das Anudasa. I am simply the servant of the servant of the servant of that beautiful beloved of the gopis, especially Srimati Radhika, that person, Krishna, who is shining brilliantly and beautifully, full of ananda, Nikila Paramananda Purna Amritabde, full of transcendental nectar. This is my identity. So in this verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is showing that all of these things are simply external, but they are not really to do with the intrinsic nature of the soul. This does not mean that we can pretend that we are Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and that we, in our stage, can neglect and reject Varnashram Dharma. Shastra tells us that unless and until we are actually at the stage of liberation, beyond bodily conception, beyond attachment to the ideas of the mind, as long as we are still bound, then we are also bound to follow the rules and regulations of Shastra. Only those who are moving on the plane of spontaneity and loving service to the Lord are no longer bound. Like the Chobe Brahmani, Sanatana Goswami told her, what are you doing? You're not bathed, your clothes are not clean, you're brushing your teeth and with the same stick stirring the khichdi and offering it to Madan Mohan, Madan Gopal. This is not proper. You should follow proper etiquette according to Shastra. You should be bathed and everything. So she began by showering and putting on clean cloth, using a different stick to brush her teeth than she was using for stirring the khichdi. But then Sanatana Goswami witnessed something amazing. Not only her son, but Madan Gopal, Krishna himself, they were both tugging on her sari and crying, Maya, Maya, I'm hungry. Why are you taking so long? We're hungry. Then Sanatana Goswami realized, she's already above and beyond all the rules and regulations of scripture. Krishna himself is greedy for her service. She is not bound by the rules that the rest of us are bound by. So we should not pretend that we are above and beyond it. And even though our Guru Varga are above and beyond it, to show us by example, they are behaving as acharya, teaching by their own example. Their character and activities are impeccable. Outside, it appears that they are the best followers of Varnashram Dharma, and inside their hearts are flowing with Rag Bhakti. They are Ragatmika Jan, eternal associates of Krishna in Vrindavan. So I just wanted to mention this verse in terms of this Varnashram, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is establishing that there's a separation or a difference between Varnashram and the eternal identity of the soul. The verse which I did not quote, which I wish I did quote, was Sarva Dharman Parityajya. So after Varnashram, then Ramananda Rai mentioned Yat Karoshi, Rashnashi, Yaj Dohoshi, Dadasiyat. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, whatever you give away, do as an offering unto me. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said this was external because you were thinking that you are the doer and you're offering the result of your activities to Krishna, but thinking that I'm the doer, not understanding that actually everything is his already. Srila Gurudev in this context would tell, Don't think that you are making the offering. You should offer yourself fully and completely. And then everything which comes into your purview automatically would be offered. And this is the nature of the Uttama Vaishnavas, the pure devotees. Everything they see, everything in their domain, they only see as meant for the service and pleasure of Krishna, including themselves. And so they don't have this mood that I am the doer, I am the creator, I am the controller, or anything like this. But there's a separation of mood. I am the proprietor, I have collected this, now I'm making this, now I'm offering this. And usually it's for some reward. So this is like Karma Mishra Bhakti. And then Ramananda Rai quoted, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvang sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma shuchaha. Now if you go into other lineages, like the Sri Sampradaya, the commentary of Sri Ramanujacharya is very clear. This is the highest position and the highest attainment. And they see this verse as the topmost from that lineage's perspective. And from the writings of Sri Ramanujacharya himself. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from Krishna, and he is the source of all of these sampradayas, who has manifested from Krishna, everyone. So Brahma, Chatushan, the four Kumaras, Lakshmi Devi herself, and Mahadev, they have all taken their manifestation from the source, which is Krishna. And they are the leaders of these sampradayas. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not create a fifth sampradaya, as some people like to claim, but he did edit the sampradayas. And this is the function of Bhagavan himself. He told Arjuna that I first instructed this imperishable science to the sun god Vivishwan, but after some time, due to the nature of time, it became lost. And now I am again instructing this same imperishable science to you, O Arjuna. So this is the function of Bhagavan, or any of his Shakti Avesh manifestations. He gives the potency by which they can bring the line back into its purity. And so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and edited. This is his function. Like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he said, I am an editor of people. So he could see and correct and adjust. So this is the nature of the Lord and also his empowered representatives, that they bring things back from dilution toward the orthodox, toward its original source. So those who are always trying to find everything which is not within the orthodox are going away actually from the essence of the teachings of the Lord, trying to come back to the teachings of Gurudev and our Guru Varga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and hold tight to those. This is really seva to Gurudev, seva to the Parampara, seva to Mahaprabhu, and it is seva to Krishna. So coming back to this verse, Sarva dharman pratyaja mam ekam sharanam vraja. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he heard this, he said, also, there's something missing in this. You must go forward. Tell me more. Why is there something lacking in this verse? Krishna says, abandon all varieties of dharma, religion, and surrender unto me. So in the beginning, Ramananda Rai is saying, Varnashram dharma. And now Krishna is saying, Sarva dharman parityajya. This sounds really good, yes. Give up everything, all of these other things, and surrender completely unto me. What kind of dharmas? If your guru is not favorable for bhakti, Radhe Radhe. If your father and mother are not favorable for bhakti, Radhe Radhe. If the devas are not favorable for bhakti, Haribol. If your friends and family members are not favorable for bhakti, Gurudev said, pranam forever. Pranam forever. Guru na sasyat, svajano na sasyat, pita na sasyat, janani na sasyat, daivam na sasyat, napatishcha sasyat. Did I say husband? Srila Gurudev was telling that one of the primary pillars of Varnashram dharma is pati patni dharma. If one cannot maintain this, then how can they maintain their vows to Guru, their vows for their mantras and harinam and everything else on the path of bhakti? And I found it interesting that the Gaudiya Rasamrit posted that little snippet of Srila Gurudev, is it ever okay to divorce? Where's the context of this? It's directly within the context of the teachings, the conversation between Mahaprabhu and Rai Ramananda, where Gurudev is telling this. And then they're asking, is it okay to divorce? And he said, you've made vows in front of the fire, in front of the wind god, water, of all of the Vaishnavas, in front of Thakurji, in front of Gurudev. How can it be okay? It can never be okay. Only on one condition. If they become opposed to bhakti, if they leave the path of bhakti, if they reject Harinam, reject Gurudev and all of this, then you can do so. Otherwise, not. So coming back to Sarvadharman Prityajya, this is a dharma. Krishna says, you can abandon all of these dharmas, which are unfavorable for bhakti, and just surrender exclusively unto me. To this point, it's the perfect verse. And then he says, Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. I will free you from any negative reaction to the rejection that you've made. Because generally it would be considered sinful. You have just crossed the boundaries of dharma. This is a sin. So I will free you from the sinful reaction. Ma shuchaha, you have my word. I will liberate you from all of these things. Why does he need to tell this to the devotee? What is the definition of Shraddha? Does anyone know? Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Kohe Sudrida Nishchoy Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarvakarma Kritoy. This word Shraddha, according to those who know the definition, this is told in the verse, is the firm conviction, firm unbreakable conviction that simply by engaging in the activities of bhakti, everything else, all other obligations are automatically taken care of. There's nothing else to do, nothing else to worry about, automatically. And what are the intrinsic symptoms of this Shraddha? Satya Sharanapati Lakshanaha. The 6 symptoms of surrender. So automatically I would accept that Krishna is my protector and maintainer. Did Prahlad Maharaj ever beg Krishna, please help me. Please stop my father from trying to kill me. Please stop all of these horrible atrocities which are coming to me. Did Kunti Devi beg Krishna to stop the horrible atrocities that were coming to her and the Pandavas? No, she begged for more, so that she can always have the darshan of Krishna. Prahlad wasn't asking for anything. So the devotee does not need this external reassurance if they are even within the stage of Shraddha. What to speak of Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav and Prem and beyond. Even in the stage of Shraddha. But Krishna is saying, Aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha. So this is a kind of karma mishra bhakti, that I am going to surrender unto you if you give me the assurance that I will not suffer any negative result. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Ramananda Rai, go forward, go on. Then finally Ramananda Rai told Jnani Prayasa Udapasa Namanta Eva, giving up even Aishwarya Jnana and aspiring only for Braj. And then from there, Ramananda Rai was telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, according to his request, the different rasas. So from Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. And in each of those, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt that they were perfect in and of themselves. But our Guru Varga have commented that according to the rasa and the depth of one's attachment to Krishna, to that extent, Krishna is controlled. And this point kept coming up again and again in the commentaries of our Gurudev, in the commentaries of our Acharyas, that the amount of love by which Krishna is controlled, that is what is considered to be the highest. So if you have this much control, then the prem is considered this much. If Krishna is fully controlled to the maximum extent, this is what makes him the most pleased and the most happy. And so going from Dasya Ras This controls him somewhat. Then Sakya Ras controls him more. Vatsalya Ras controls him even more. Madhurya Ras controls him more. But even within Madhurya Ras, there is Tadiya Bhav and Madhya Bhav. Tadiya Bhav is compared to ghee, Grita Sneha. Oh, I am Krishna's. So there's a very deep submissive mood. But that mood doesn't control Krishna as much as Madhya Bhav, which is compared to honey, Madhu Sneha. So Grita Sneha is personified in the form of Chandravali, and Madhu Sneha is personified in the form of Srimati Radhika. Of all of the gopis, of all of them, only Srimati Radhika can fully control Krishna in every way. And so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was becoming more and more excited when Sri Ramananda Rai was speaking about this subject matter. He wanted to hear more and more and more. Go further, go deeper. I want to hear more and more nectar. In fact, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so happy in the association of Ramananda Rai that he did not want to be without his association. After 10 days of discussing the glories of Krishna and the glories of prem, love and affection for Krishna, still Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could not be without Ramananda Rai. He told him that I'm going to continue my travels, but then we should meet in Puri. You should actually close up all of your business. He was the governor of that whole area. Stop all of that and you should come to Puri and always be with me. And for the remainder of our days, we can discuss Krishna Katha. This is how much affection and happiness Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt in the association of Ramananda Rai. Now, one important point that I also didn't speak about yesterday, because Ramananda Rai kept demeaning himself. I am simply a lowly Shudra. I don't know why you have embraced me, why you're showing so much affection to me. I am nothing, and I am only absorbed in material activities. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kene Noi, Ye Krishna Tattvaveta Se Guru Hoy. Ramananda Rai did not say this. He was as a Shudra. This was his caste, technically. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only saw he is a Vaishnava, and not just any Vaishnava, the highest level of pure devotee of the Lord. So whether one is a Brahmana, Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi. What is Nyasi? Whether one is a sannyasi, Shudra, whether one is a Shudra, or whatever they may be, Ye Krishna Tattvaveta, who is a Tattvadarshi, who knows the Tattva of Krishna in truth, they are to be respected as Guru. Now, this is an important issue. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada has described this Tattvadarshi as follows. One who is practically engaged, who practically knows Krishna and is engaged in their relationship with Krishna. This is a Tattvadarshi. Ye Krishna Tattva doesn't mean that Kishori Mohan can speak about Krishna Tattva, therefore he's a Tattvadarshi. This is not the meaning of one who is versed in Krishna Tattva. One who is versed in Krishna Tattva, Mahaprabhu told Sanatana Goswami, Krishna Swarup Vichar Shuna Sanatan Advai Gyan Tattva Braje Brajendra Nandan. What is Tattva? What is the real truth about Krishna, his Swarup, his nature? The supreme, non-dual, absolute truth is nothing other than Brajendra Nandan Shyamasundar Krishna in Vrindavan. Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj said, who is a Tattvadarshi is that person who is practically engaged in their relationship with Krishna in Vrindavan. That person is a Tattvadarshi, not just someone who can speak the talk. There are millions who can speak the talk. And some are so expert, they can run circles around anybody. Srila Gurudev warned us He said, there are Mayavadis who can run circles around us with shlokas, speaking the pastimes of Krishna. And for every shlok you know, they can tell 100 shloks. And for every one of those shloks, they will tell another 100. And they will run circles around you. And they will speak Hari Katha, Krishna Katha, so sweetly that thousands will be weeping and crying and feeling so much. And then in the end, they will say, Ham Narayan, Du Narayan, Tattvamasi, Soham, and all of these other things. He said, so be careful. We should not be enamored by erudition just because someone knows a lot. This is not something to be enamored by. Just because someone knows a lot of shloks or someone is able to quickly and clearly present a subject matter, this is not a cause for us to be enamored. There are thousands of professional speakers of Bhagavatam who train and prepare, and they know the punchlines, what is exciting and what will hit us at the right moment, where everyone will feel. And their only goal is how to make money, how to enjoy, and how to increase their pratishta. So this is not the qualification for being a tattvadarshi. It is dependent on devotion, simplicity, sincerity, and humility. You wanted to add something? Can you repeat that, please?
He is saying that Tattvadarshi means someone who is experienced, who has anubhav.
Yes. So Prabhuji is saying Tattvadarshi can also mean someone who is experienced, who has anubhav. So experience of what? Experience of their attachment, their attraction, their relationship, their unquenchable thirst for service to Krishna. This is actual Tattvadarshi. Because there's so many people who can speak, but there's something different about someone who is connected. And that's the difference between these personalities. They can just enter a room and thousands will start to chant Hare Krishna. I remember it was that time when Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj came here. It was not announced. He was going to come to Gopinath Bhavan. And when he came in, he sat down. There were already 20 people doing kirtan at the door when he came. When he sat down, it was during the middle of Kartik, he sat down on the chair and suddenly 250 people devotees were in the room. It was like, where did everyone come from? Immediately they were all attracted and greedy to hear Harikatha. So that person who is connected, by their presence, so many persons will become eager and greedy simply by their presence to chant the holy name. This is the nature of the Uttama Adhikari Vaishnava. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told this to Rai Ramananda, and this is an important point. Nowadays, there are people who are publicly trying to destroy the societies of Vaishnavas who are coming from foreign countries, saying that actually they're incognito, they're coming here just like the British did to destroy real Sanatana Dharma. And they're publicly posting all of these things without understanding the true nature of Krishna's attachment to Vaishnavas. Krishna says, Mama Vaishnava Pran. My devotee is my life and soul. If we were to accept these ideas that certain persons are professing, that those who are from out of caste cannot become Vaishnavas, then we would have to throw out Haridas Thakur. We would have to throw out Rup Goswami and Sanatan Goswami because of their associations with those who are out of caste. In other words, our greatest, topmost personalities. Oh, and we would also have to throw out Ramananda Rai. So this is an impossible idea or ideal. How can we reject those personalities who are the greatest lovers of God? So these ideas are coming from a mindset which actually is leading one on a path to hell because they cannot acknowledge devotion within the devotee and how attached Krishna is to his own devotee. So Arti is coming now. Very quickly. So at the end of the conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rai Ramananda, as they were discussing the glories of Srimati Radhika's love and affection for Krishna, how it is the topmost prem, and those gopis of hers who are only serving her and Krishna together. Then Ramananda Rai became completely amazed. He said, what am I seeing? What is it I am seeing? He saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was standing there in front of him. But the beautiful form of Shyama Sundar, Krishna of Vrindavan. And in front of him he said, I'm seeing a beautiful golden doll, and her effulgence is completely covering you. What is this I am seeing? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu played shy. He said, oh, it is the nature of a devotee that they always see their Ishtadev everywhere, present in everything. So in essence, he was saying that they're superimposing their mood of prem onto everything they see. They don't see the moving and non-moving entities of this world. Rather, they see their Ishtadev, their worshipful Lord, present everywhere and in everything. Therefore, you are seeing me like this, but this is just your vision. Then Ramananda Rai said, no. I know what I'm seeing. I know who you are. You cannot cheat me. I see that you are Krishna himself. In the commentary, Srila Gurudev said, this is the true form of Mahaprabhu. He is Krishna himself, but covered in the bhav, the sentiment, and the complexion of Srimati Radhika. And this is confirmed by Swarup Damodar Goswami, Radha Bhava Dyuti Suvalitam, Nomi Krishna Swarupam. He is Krishna himself, but completely absorbed in the bhav of Srimati Radhika, hence manifesting this complexion of Gauranga. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was trying to play humble for some time, but Ramananda Rai said, no, I know who you are. You cannot cheat me. Please don't try to hide from me anymore. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu admitted to Ramananda Rai that he is that same Rasaraj and Mahabhav together. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, actually, I have come to taste these moods of love and affection that Radhika has for me. This is my purpose. And he came to learn from Ramananda Rai. But he told Ramananda Rai, only you can witness this, don't tell anybody else. Apparently someone oversaw and they have been able to tell. It means that those who have transcendental vision are able to witness this. Srila Gurudev said, we would never have understood this truth without Sri Ramananda Rai. Therefore, we must offer our Dandavat Pranam at his lotus feet. And because our Gurudevs have revealed this truth to us, then we are also duty bound and indebted to them. We must offer our Dandavat Pranam in the dust of their lotus feet. So by the mercy of Ramananda Rai, he witnessed the manifestation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as non-different from Radha and Krishna. And by his darshan, what he witnessed, we have also received this knowledge that Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nahe Anya. So finally, Ramananda Rai wound up his pastimes as a governor, and then he went to stay with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Puri. In fact, when he told Maharaj Prataparudra Maharaj was also a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He became so happy, he relinquished Ramananda Rai of all of his duties and still gave him a pension that you will get your same pay, so you don't have to worry for anything. So he was able to always be there in Puri with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna endeavoring to taste the bhavs of Srimati Radhika, in the Gambhira, was being instructed and coached by two of his closest associates, that is Swarup Damodar Goswami and Sri Rai Ramananda. In Krishna Lila, they are Lalita and Vishaka, who are the dearmost associates of Srimati Radhika. So who better to instruct, coach, and adjust, and encourage and inspire Krishna in his tasting of the bhavs of Srimati Radhika than Ramananda Rai. So in this case, we see that although Krishna is the guru of the entire universe, Vande Krishnam Jagat Gurum, yet he's taking shelter of the bhavs of Srimati Radhika in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and taking instruction from her Sakhis in the form of Lalita Vishaka as Swarup Damodar Goswami and Raya Ramananda, taking them as his gurus to learn what it is like to love Krishna from the perspective of the greatest devotee. Shri Raya Ramananda ki jai, Shri Prem Purushottam Shachinandan Gaura Hari ki jai, Shri Gurudev ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande Hari Hari. Hare Krishna.
Jayo Jayo बाहर निकाल दे क्या? हरे कृष्ण हरे शोभा जानवी दत्त जगवन लोभा हो जग
We're gonna end it now. Radhe Radhe.